Hey guys, Zack here, and welcome back to another action figure review, and today we'll be taking a look at the Bandai Movie Monster Series Mothra Larva 2003 twin set. Now, these two come from the 2003 film Godzilla Tokyo S.O.S, which is a direct sequel to Godzilla against Mechagodzilla. These two movies together are known as the Kiryu Saga, and overall, I do really like these movies. I think Godzilla against Mechagodzilla has the much, better script, but on the other hand, I do really like the inclusion of Mothra in Tokyo S.O.S. I think it does, a nice job of, adding more to, what's already there. A more, spiritual feel compared to the first movie, which was mostly sci-fi. There's a little bit of, spirituality, because, they used the bones of the original Godzilla to build Mechagodzilla in this movie. And there's a point in the first movie where the ghost of the original Godzilla possesses Kiryu, which I thought was really cool. They didn't really do a lot with that. But, again, I think Tokyo S.O.S adds a lot more of, that spiritual, factor to the Kiryu Saga. Another thing I really like about the Kiryu Saga, I like that, it acknowledges all of, the older, Toho, kaiju movies, not just Godzilla, because obviously, the original 1954 film, you gotta include that movie as part of the canon, it harkens back to the original Mothra. In fact, Dr. Chujo from the original Mothra also makes an appearance in this movie, which is really nice to see him. He's one of the main characters in this movie, and again, it's just great to see him again after all these years. Even War of the Gargantuas, they call back to War of the Gargantuas, which was really appreciated. I really like that movie, which, by the way, Bandai, I would really like movie monster series figures of Sanda and Gaira, but I digress. But overall, the Kiryu Saga, I think they're great movies. And as far as Godzilla Tokyo S.O.S goes, I think it's a very solid movie too. If I had to choose between that movie and Against Mechagodzilla, I think I'd go with Against Mechagodzilla, but overall, Godzilla Tokyo S.O.S is also still a very solid movie, and I definitely recommend that you check that one out, as well as Godzilla Against Mechagodzilla. I don't have a lot else to say, so let's just get into this. Before we take a look at the figures, as per usual, I will take a quick look at the tag, and for the cover here, we have a nice picture of the Mothra Larvae hatching out of the egg. At the bottom here, we have Mothra Larvae 2003, both in Japanese and in English here. Godzilla 2025, some legal information here. On the back, we have a nice silhouette of Mothra Larvae's back, Bandai Namco, ages 3 and up. Godzilla Tokyo S.O.S, right here, movie monster series, both in Japanese and in English. Bandai, Godzilla, legal information. The inside, we have a little bit of a bio here, but I can't read Japanese, so there you go. If you want to open Google Translate, then go right ahead. Or what? I know Google Translate isn't the best, but still, there are probably other better translator sites out there. But I digress. Anyway, the Mothra emblem right here, and mostly just legal information. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the tag. Now going back to the figures, to start, we'll take a look at the paint, and the painting here I think looks really nice. So on this one, well, both of them, they are both casted in this brown coloration, which looks right. It's pretty accurate to what we see in the movie. All the indentations in the face here are going to be painted a very dark shade of brown, as well as the eyes here, they are going to be painted blue. The muzzle, mouth thing, whatever you want to call this is going to be a jet black. And in between all the creases and everything is going to be this nice dark brown coloration, which I think looks really nice. Unfortunately, it kind of stops here, so the other half just looks kind of empty, which, on the one hand, this is nothing new for Bandai, but on the other hand, these are very small figures, so I feel like they could have painted them, all the way to the end here, but maybe I'm just overthinking it. And at the end here, we do have a little bit of black. Now, the thing that I really like is that this twin here, the painting is mostly the same, except this one is going to have spots on the face, which I think is really cool. I think it's a nice, it's a nice way to, differentiate the two. So, I like that. So, overall, despite the lack of paint on the tail, overall, or tails, I should say, overall, the painting here, I think, is really nice. So, overall, the painting here, I'd say gets a pass. Now, we'll take a look at the articulation and the articulation on these two. Now, we'll be taking a look at the sculpt. And the sculpting on these two, I think look great. I think this is pretty much one-to-one to how they looked in Godzilla Tokyo S.O.S. And one thing that I also really like, earlier when I was talking about the paint, I mentioned that I really like the differentiation, how one of them had, like, speckles on their face while the other one didn't. The other thing I like here is, like, the different poses. Like, this one here, like, this one's more, like, laying on the ground, but, like, the tail is curved. But then there's this one who's, like, looking up more, but the tail here is straight. And again, I really like that, like, differentiation between the two, both in paint and in sculpt. It's not just, like, the same figure copy and pasted, like, there's a little bit of differentiation here, and I like that a lot. So, overall, the sculpting on these two, I think it's pretty much perfect. I think it's pretty much one-to-one to what we see in the movie, like I said. So, overall, the sculpting here, I'd say definitely gets a pass. Now, we'll take a look at the detailing. And the detailing here, I think, looks very solid. So let's take a closer look. So the detailing on the face here, I think, looks very solid. All like the indentation and all like the little cracks and crevices and everything like that, I think is detailed very nicely. Everything here looks very nicely defined here, like in the, mouth, muzzle thing. Again, whatever you want to call this, just a lot of really nice detailing here. And throughout the body, we have these really nice creases. And these bumps on the side, I think, add a lot of detailing as well. That continues all the way to the end here. And for the underside, we have some more caterpillar-esque detailing here, which I think looks really nice. Like, obviously, like, Toho and everything there. But, yeah, overall, the detailing here, I think, looks really nice. And the other one, it's just the same. Again, it's just, like, a different pose. So, yeah, it's pretty, like, not a whole lot of differentiation here, but that's totally fine. So, yeah, the detailing here, overall, I think looks really good. So, the detailing here, I'd say gets a pass. So, at the end of the day, should you get this set? I'd say yes. Now, the thing with the Mothra Larva design is that there's not really a whole lot you can do with it as far as, like, figures go, right? Like, unless it's, like, an articulated line like SH Monster Arts or something like that. But, like, if it's, like, a Bandai vinyl like this, then, like, there's not really a whole lot you can do. But I think this set is different because it actually comes with 2 Mothra Larvae, and I think that's interesting. And I really like how Bandai's been doing that lately. They've been, like, sort of, like, expanding as far as the movie monster series line goes, because either earlier this year or late last year, we did get that movie monster series, like, Dancing Godzilla that came with that rock. That was really cool. I didn't get it, but still, I do think it's cool that was made. We got that movie monster series, like, flying Godzilla and Hedorah figure. That was really cool. Even, like, just recently, we got that movie monster series, Godzilla 1989, that came with the Super X2. And I really like that, and this set is, like, another one of those things where it's, like, they're branching out a little bit more. Like, it's 2 figures instead of 1, and I like that a lot. I think that's neat. So, overall, like, this is a nice set, and I do recommend that you pick it up. As far as price tags go, now, I got this set from HobbyLink Japan, and for the whole set, I paid about, like, 20, 21 bucks, which is not bad. So, like, $10, $11 a figure, I'd say that's fair. Maybe a little high, but, like, as is, like, I'm fine with that. But again, I had to import these, so, of course, like, the shipping, that added to the cost. So I think, like, with FedEx, I want to say the shipping costed me, like, $35, maybe $40. I bought other things, too, so that's sort of, like, it's sort of hard to, like, calculate exactly, like, what the price would be as far as, like, shipping this set in particular goes, because I did get a couple of other, like, Ultraman figures, but, yeah, so as far as, like, shipping goes, like, on its own, I feel like it might be closer to, like, $35, like, $40. I could be wrong, but either way, you're definitely going to be spending more than $20 on this set if you decide to import it. But, again, I recommend this set. So, yeah, this is a nice set, and again, it is just really nice to see Bandai just branching out in such a way. So, I digress. Anyway, that is it for today. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video. Peace, Zack out.